going on, everyone? My name is Brian Iboke, and I'm a STEM Scholar Alumni, class of 2018. I'm certain none of you know who I am because saying my graduation date just made me feel really old and like I went there a long time ago, but it really wasn't. I transferred to Cal Poly Pomona and just graduated in May 2020 with my degree in civil engineering. Now I currently work for a company called Granite Construction as a project engineer. Something that played a huge role in my ability to get into a four-year university that I wanted, with the major I wanted, and eventually land a career in the field that I wanted has to be summer research opportunities. In the summer of 2017, I participated in the UCSD STARS program in a bioengineering lab. And this next summer of 2018, I participated in the Cal State Fullerton RAISE program in a civil engineering lab. In the bioengineering lab, we were working to isolate a hormone in a fish that allowed it to naturally produce light underwater so that we could one day make it applicable to engineering purposes. In the civil engineering lab, we were working to make a stronger and more environmentally friendly concrete to ideally be used universally. I was able to learn so much in such a short amount of time from these opportunities while also having fun and meeting new people. And you can do the same thing too. Another great benefit is that you can get paid for many of these research opportunities, and it's comparable or even better than what you would get at a typical job. That being said, these opportunities are primarily about learning and furthering your educational and professional careers, but I'm also very aware that everyone has bills they need to pay, people they need to take care of. I quit my job bagging popcorn at a movie theater to participate in my first research opportunity, so I can personally tell you that it's far more fulfilling than a normal job. So who are these opportunities for, right? Who can apply to these opportunities? If you're sitting at home this summer, bored with nothing to do because of COVID, apply. If you're working a typical job, apply. If you're too lazy, just like I was back then, apply. If you don't think you're qualified to get in, you don't think you have enough on your resume, also me back then, apply anyway. This is for anyone and everyone listening to me right now. I need you to apply. I only applied for one opportunity my first time, and that was primarily because it was a STEM requirement, quite honestly, and I had almost nothing to show on my resume, yet I still got in. Confidence from getting this opportunity led me to apply to 3 the next summer, and I got into all of those too. Getting into these gave me even more confidence to apply to universities that I didn't even know if I belonged at, and I was fortunate enough to get into Cal Poly Pomona. At Cal Poly, I continued this hot streak and joined multiple clubs and applied for multiple internships. This is something that I would never even have considered doing 2 years ago. I never wanted to do extra work. Finally, I landed an internship with Granite Construction last summer and was offered to work for them full-time once I graduated in May. It is very safe to say that applying for that first research opportunity had a positive snowball effect in my life that ultimately led to my career now. If all of that wasn't enough for you, they even asked about my research experience in my final interview for my career, even though that research experience was 3 years prior. It was still relevant to them. If you guys get nothing else from this talk, forget my story. None of that really matters, quite honestly. All that matters is that you take action right now in your life. Right after you're done listening to this, or at least sometime today, I need you to get started on at least one application for summer research opportunity that Yannette and the STEM program have been telling you about. Whether that's at Cal State Fullerton, Cal Poly Pomona, Go Broncos, or any other one that you find, taking advantage of these opportunities will change your life for the better. Take care, y'all.
Hello STEM scholars, my name is Teresa Duncan. I'm a senior at Cal State Fullerton studying geology, and I graduated from Cypress College in 2019, and I was part of the STEM program for 2 years. And I'm here to encourage you guys to apply for summer research. I applied and was accepted in summer 2019 for Cal State Fullerton Project RAISE REU, and it was such an incredible experience. I'm so grateful for it. I was super excited that I got it, but I was also super nervous going into it, where I was doubting myself. I had all these questions about, like, what if this happens, what if that happens. But my professor was super understanding. The people with Project RAISE were super understanding. We had weekly meetings where we would talk about our research, and it was just super encouraging and supporting to know that there's people, that were in this with you, whether they're, maybe your research wasn't working that week. You can tell them like, hey, this wasn't working and I'm really bummed about it, and I think I'm going to try this to do it, fix it, whatever. And everyone was super encouraging and helpful. My professor knew I didn't know very much going into it, and he was super helpful. He would show me what we would be doing in the lab for the day, and then his office was down the hall if I had any questions, and he would come in, a couple times a day just to say like, hey, everything going great? I'm like, yeah, so far so good. And once you're in that program, you can talk to the professors, talk to other professors. I was working in another professor's lab at one point, and I got to talk to him, talk to his students, learn a little bit more about Cal State Fullerton, and I was able to ask questions to Project Raise people. It was just such a wonderful opportunity, and you don't know whether you want to apply for in-person or virtual. Just apply, because it's so incredible. I was in a virtual REU this past summer, and it was about coral ecology. I don't know anything about corals going in, but they're so understanding, checking in, making sure, do you understand what we talked about this morning? Do you understand the project that you're supposed to be looking at today? And if you are looking at the school to do continuing education later on, apply for their program that they have for the summer, because that way you can network and learn about the school, see if it's a good fit for you. With these research opportunities, I was able to learn so much. I was able to network with so many different people. I was able to present my research and practice presentations. Right now, applying for grad school, I was talking to a professor, and they're like, this is great that you have this. Most students don't do this. And I'd say that is my one regret about doing undergrad research, was that I wasn't applying sooner, that I wasn't applying junior year, sophomore year at Cypress, because there are so many great opportunities out there that I could have, taken advantage of when I was there at Cypress, but I was too scared. But if you have any questions, just reach out. Reach out to the program coordinators, reach out to Annette and people at STEM, reach out to your peers at Cypress. If you want to ask me questions, I'm here. I would be happy to do that. It's just, you have nothing to lose, and you have so much to gain, and I want you to be able to have these experiences because they're so great. So good luck applying. Good luck with the semester. Take care. Be safe. Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Carlos Manzanares, and I am a former Cypress College student and STEM Scholar alumnus. I transferred out to UCLA back in 2017 and graduated with a degree in biochemistry in 2019. I just wanted to take some time today to share my experiences on my summer research experience at Cal Poly Pomona. During my summer research experience, I was able to learn more about heterogeneous catalysts, alternative fuel sources, and the current issues that experts in the field are working to tackle. I valued my placement into a lab setting that contained my specific interests, and also the fact that I was trusted by my PI to actively participate in the scientific method. It was nice to know that I was trusted by my PI to apply the techniques I had learned in my chemistry classes and experience their applications outside of a classroom setting. That experience allowed me to build confidence in my methods and reasoning to experts like my PI and her colleagues. Whether you realize it or not, just being there will lead you to learn many lessons, like the importance of documenting experimental steps and building resilience in the lab. Because you might run into points where you make a mistake or where your experiment doesn't really pan out the way that you expected it to, and that's okay. That's something that you're gonna experience and be able to reflect on and go back in and look for the steps at which you could change to improve your methods. And that's a great skill to learn if you want your future career to be in a lab setting. So experiences like the one that I had at Cal Poly Pomona are not only memorable experiences, but there are also ways to prove to your future employers that you're invested in your field of choice and that you have real-world experience in that field. Also, by the time you transfer out, you will be competing with students who have already been there for 2 years and they've been active on campus, possibly creating networks and competing with you for spots in labs. So by applying to research now, it'll help you get a leg up on those peers once you get to that 4-year university. With that said, I hope that you will make the most out of your opportunities made available to you through the STEM program and apply for summer research.